All right, the hardest job of any this weekend has been that row of judges right there, and I want to quickly meet them again. Get our final thoughts from them, and then introduce you to a very special guest judge that we have with us this evening. First of all, from the Grand Ole Opry, every show you see is what there's a show going on right now, and she booked it probably 3 months ago. I bet she has no idea who's on it. Because you're probably working on May or June.
Yeah, because I booked yesterday.
Exactly. So tell me, you're a huge Elvis fan, you've judged different competitions, this is your second year in Franklin. After seeing 2 rounds and seeing these finals as we start, what are your thoughts?
I was telling you earlier today, Tom, I've judged several of these, and this one has been the most difficult. You really picked some great ETAs, and I'm just blown away that they take the time to study him so carefully and emulate him after all of these years, keeping his spirit alive, and kudos to all of them.
I'm always fascinated at the different eras that we see, and so quickly. So we're all over Elvis's career in an afternoon. Someone from another point in Elvis's career in the movies. Boy, what a great time we had this afternoon. Who was here at Speedway this afternoon?
It was wonderful. What a great time.
Victoria Page Meyerink, thank you for being here. You had the dress you wore as a 6-year-old in that movie with you today. And getting to be your first time as a judge, but 50 years after working with Elvis Presley and Speedway, what are your thoughts when you see these guys on stage?
It's like time travel. It's going back in time. It's magical. When Cody sang to me today, I was near tears. It was really, really moving. And I'm looking for soul and the vibe. And you know, I know we have a checklist and we're following it, but I respect these artists so much. And we've got to understand how much effort goes into what they're doing and how much courage it is to go up and be Elvis. It's amazing. So thank you for having me. This is really a treat.
Thank you for this afternoon, too. And next up, another gentleman who, singer, songwriter, all kinds of different genres of music, but also a huge Elvis fan. I would think you would probably look at this a little differently than the rest of us. You look at it as an Elvis fan and a professional musician, as a singer, songwriter, knowing about stage presence and vocals and things like that. So what are your thoughts now as we wrap up this competition?
Well, I haven't spent a significant part of my life being, for lack of a better word, judgmental. You know, because if you're hosting a show and you're putting together a show or you're producing an event, that's kind of what you have to do. The bar was raised so high with Elvis that honestly, what she just mentioned, the courage it takes to get up and just try to do that is, there's no way. First of all, my hips don't move in those directions. But I just think it is so amazing to just put yourself out there like that, and then to do it at this level is just, it's really mind-boggling. And I'm grateful. Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you. And you've been coming to a lot of the other shows that you're not judging, so you're enjoying this.
Oh no, I'm judging those two.
You are? Yeah. Well, this is going to be fun. I'm keeping this blank ballot. Gary's going to be singing a gospel in the morning. He's going to be doing some songs himself on guitar.
Come judge me. Come on.
So,
bring it.
Don't be so judgmental. And right here, are back for her second year in Nashville judging, and a personal friend of Elvis's met when she was 14 years old. You see these ETAs differently than the rest of us do because you knew the man like Victoria. What goes through your mind?
Well, I'm looking for just a little glimpse of the sound, of the essence, of the charisma. When Elvis walked out on that stage, before he even opened his mouth, he got chill bumps. I mean, I did, I'm sure everybody else did too, but mine were a little different maybe. But,
Tell us about it, Sandy.
No, when you see these guys and they walk out on that stage, I'm looking for that little bit of Elvis. Of course, as we all know, there will never be another Elvis, but these gentlemen are talented, and in their own rights, they are giving us the feeling, the entertainment, that we can never experience with Elvis again, but they can bring that feeling and that excitement from the stage and the enjoyment that we can all have a good time.
Yeah, and we are all having a good
Yes.
time. Sitting next to you, a gentleman you know well, a gentleman that met Elvis back in the day in 1954, and they remain lifelong friends, making your Opry debut last night in Nashville. Wayne Martindale, thank you for being here. Thank you for your game show experience yesterday. That was a lot of fun working with you on that. And thank you as a fan for the work that you've done over the years. We've so enjoyed it and so honored to have you here. Wake, your final thoughts.
Thank you, Tom. I think back to the mid-1950s, especially 54, when Elvis first made the scene. And even by Dick Clark's own admission back in the day, music was good, but it was sort of in a, for lack of a better word, a funk. We needed something to really get music going again. And that happened, Shake It Up, right? And that happened that night in July of 1954 with That's All Right Mama, and it just went on from there. With Rock Around the Clock, Blackboard Jungle, the Everly Brothers, and on and on and on. Music would never be the same. And I look at the way we judge vocals, appearance, stage presence, and overall performance. And I sit here and I look at the ETAs and I think, what would Elvis think?
Yeah.
What would he think of this guy, and this style, and this song? And that's what is in my mind. And I remember every night we saw Elvis in Las Vegas. And all of you, I'm sure, have seen him perform, at least most of you have seen him perform live at least once. And to sit in that audience and know that standing in the wings was the man who changed music forever. And when 2001 started, when the music of 2001 started, led by Joe Gershio and the orchestra, I still get chills thinking about it. And when he walked out on the stage, there was nothing else like it. And that's kind of the feeling I get here tonight. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Wink. You've got something special planned for later tonight, so we look forward to that. Now, we don't just have our regular panel of judges, but we brought in a special guest judge for the finals, fresh set of eyes. And the thing I love about what I try to do, that I'm proudest of in Nashville, is I try to have a panel of judges who are not only Elvis fans, but are either people that are industry professionals that know entertainment, but also people that knew and possibly worked with Elvis. And we have one of those here tonight. I am so honored that this gentleman took Saturday night and came down to the Franklin Theater. From J.D. Sumner and the Stamps Quartet, Mr. Larry Strickland. Larry, you're only about 3 guys into this, but I know you've seen tribute artists before. What are your feelings about the entire culture of people like that have dedicated their lives to singing with the man that you sang with so many hundreds of times on stage and so many times in private? What are your thoughts about what you see on stage from all of these young people?
Well, first of all, let me say I'm happy to be here. Just a couple of nights ago, and I don't mean to be a name dropper, but I was at Winona's house, and her husband was texting with someone, and they were talking about coming to the show. And I said, wait a minute, I want to go to the show. You're doing a thing about Elvis in my hometown of Franklin, and I'm not part of it. So I felt a little bit hair-lipped, you know. I thought, well, maybe they don't want me over there. So, but I really thank you for the invitation. And these guys are amazing. I had no idea it was going to start on that level.
Yeah.
I might have to start over with my judging because it's not going to come out right. But you know, I love these guys because they're carrying on music that I was such a big part of.
Yeah.
And they give opportunities for me in the stands. We travel with some of these guys. We travel with this band some, and we're all one big family. And these guys give us an opportunity to recreate that sound again.
Yeah.
And so the biggest part of my life. So I'm thrilled, and I love these guys, and appreciate that they're carrying on the tradition.
Thank you for being here. Great words. Please say hello to me.
Yes.
And it's just so interesting to me because before this attack hit me, that's exactly what I sounded like. uncanny. All right, next up. Thank you all the judges.